Welcome to English Spoken Perfectly, a channel where we will read good books together and I will explain so that you become a better English speaker and enrich your vocabulary. As I read the book, you can follow along on the screen. As I read, I will highlight certain words or phrases. When I have finished the reading, I will come back and review each of those words and phrases. The word and phrase review will improve both your reading comprehension as well as give you new words to add to your vocabulary. In order for you to track your progress in reading comprehension and new vocabulary, I have set a test. The link to the test appears below this video on YouTube. Access to the test is free, but if you wish to receive a score for the test, you will need to be a member of my Patreon group. Details for my Patreon group are found both inside the video as well as underneath the video on YouTube.
Ernest Hemingway, The Sun Also Rises. Book 1, Chapter 1. Robert Cohn was once middleweight boxing champion of Princeton. Do not think that I am very much impressed by that as a boxing title, but it meant a lot to Cohn. He cared nothing for boxing. In fact, he disliked it. But he learned it painfully and thoroughly to counteract the feeling of inferiority and shyness he had felt on being treated as a Jew at Princeton. There was a certain inner comfort in knowing he could knock down anybody who was snooty to him, although, being very shy and a thoroughly nice boy, he never fought except in the gym. He was Spider Kelly's star pupil. Spider Kelly taught all his young gentlemen to box like featherweights, no matter whether they weighed 105 or 205 pounds. But it seemed to fit Cohn. He was really very fast. He was so good that Spider promptly overmatched him and got his nose permanently flattened. This increased Cohn's distaste for boxing, but it gave him a certain satisfaction of some strange sort, and it certainly improved his nose. In his last year at Princeton, he read too much and took to wearing spectacles. I never met any one of his class who remembered him. They did not even remember that he was middleweight boxing champion. I mistrust all frank and simple people, especially when their stories hold together. And I always had a suspicion that perhaps Robert Cohn had never been middleweight boxing champion, and that perhaps a horse had stepped on his face, or that maybe his mother had been frightened or seen something, or that he had, maybe, bumped into something as a young child. But I finally had somebody verify the story from Spider Kelly. Spider Kelly not only remembered Cohn, he had often wondered what had become of him. Robert Cohn was a member, through his father, of one of the richest Jewish families in New York, and through his mother of one of the oldest. At the military school where he prepped for Princeton and played a very good end on the football team, no one had made him race conscious. No one had ever made him feel he was a Jew, and hence any different from anybody else until he went to Princeton. He was a nice boy, a friendly boy, and very shy, and it made him bitter. He took it out in boxing, and he came out of Princeton with painful self-consciousness and the flattened nose, and was married by the first girl who was nice to him. He was married 5 years, had 3 children, lost most of the $50,000 his father left him, the balance of the estate having gone to his mother, hardened into a rather unattractive mold under domestic unhappiness with a rich wife. And just when he had made up his mind to leave his wife, she left him and went off with a miniature painter. As he had been thinking for months about leaving his wife and had not done it because it would be too cruel to deprive her of himself, her departure was a very healthful shock. The divorce was arranged, and Robert Cohn went out to the coast. In California, he fell among literary people and, As he still had a little of the 50,000 left, in a short time he was backing a review of the arts. The review commenced publication in Carmel, California, and finished in Provincetown, Massachusetts. By that time, Cohn, who had been regarded purely as an angel, and whose name had appeared on the editorial page merely as a member of the advisory board, had become the sole editor. It was his money, and he discovered he liked the authority of editing. He was sorry when the magazine became too expensive and he had to give it up. By that time, though, he had other things to worry about. He had been taken in hand by a lady who hoped to rise with the magazine. She was very forceful, and Cohn never had a chance of not being taken in hand. Also, he was sure that he loved her. When this lady saw that the magazine was not going to rise, she became a little disgusted with Cohn and decided that she might as well get what there was to get while there was still something available. So she urged that they go to Europe, where Cohn could write. They came to Europe, where the lady had been educated, and stayed 3 years. During these 3 years, the first spent in travel, the last 2 in Paris, Robert Cohn had 2 friends, Braddock's and myself. Braddock's was his literary friend. I was his tennis friend. The lady who had him, her name was Frances, found toward the end of the 2nd year that her looks were going, and her attitude toward Robert changed from one of careless possession and exploitation to the absolute determination that he should marry her. During this time, Robert's mother had settled an allowance on him, about $300 a month. During 2 years and a half, I do not believe that Robert Cohn looked at another woman. He was fairly happy, except that, like many people living in Europe, he would rather have been in America, and he had discovered writing. He wrote a novel, and it was really not such a bad novel as the critics later called it, although it was a very poor novel. He read many books, played bridge, played tennis, and boxed at a local gymnasium.
I first became aware of his lady's attitude toward him one night after the 3 of us had dined together. We had dined at L'Avenue's, and afterward went to the Café de Versailles for coffee. We had several fines after the coffee, and I said I must be going. Cohn had been talking about the 2 of us going off somewhere on a weekend trip. He wanted to get out of town and get in a good walk. I suggested we fly to Strasbourg and walk up to St. Odile, or somewhere or other in Alsace. I know a girl in Strasbourg who can show us the town, I said. Somebody kicked me under the table. I thought it was accidental and went on, "She's been there 2 years and knows everything there is to know about the town. She's a swell girl." I was kicked again under the table and, looking, saw Frances, Robert's lady, her chin lifting and her face hardening. "Hell," I said, "why go to Strasbourg? We could go up to Bruges or to the Ardennes." Cohn looked relieved. I was not kicked again. I said good night and went out. Cohn said he wanted to buy a paper and would walk to the corner with me. "For God's sake," he said, "why did you say that about that girl in Strasbourg for? Didn't you see Frances?" "No. Why should I? If I know an American girl that lives in Strasbourg, what the hell is it to Frances?" "It doesn't make any difference. Any girl. I couldn't go. That would be all." "Don't be silly. You don't know Frances. Any girl at all. Didn't you see the way she looked?" "Oh well," I said, "let's go to Senlis." "Don't get sore." "I'm not sore. Senlis is a good place and we can stay at the Grand Cerf and take a hike in the woods and come home." "Good. That will be fine." "Well, I'll see you tomorrow at the courts," I said. "Good night, Jake," he said, and started back to the cafe. "You forgot to get your paper," I said. "That's so." He walked with me up to the kiosk at the corner. "You're not sore, are you, Jake?" He turned with the paper in his hand. "No, why should I be?" "See you at tennis," he said. I watched him walk back to the cafe holding his paper. I rather liked him, and evidently she led him quite a life. That winter, Robert Cohn went over to America with his novel, and it was accepted by a fairly good publisher. His going made an awful row, I heard, and I think that was where Frances lost him, because several women were nice to him in New York, and when he came back he was quite changed. He was more enthusiastic about America than ever, and he was not so simple, and he was not so nice. The publishers had praised his novel pretty highly, and it rather went to his head. Then several women had put themselves out to be nice to him, and his horizons had all shifted. For 4 years, his horizon had been absolutely limited to his wife. For 3 years, or almost 3 years, he had never seen beyond Frances. I am sure he had never been in love in his life. He had married on the rebound from the rotten time he had in college, and Frances took him on the rebound from his discovery that he had not been everything to his first wife. He was not in love yet, but he realized that he was an attractive quantity to women, and that the fact of a woman caring for him and wanting to live with him was not simply a divine miracle. This changed him so that he was not so pleasant to have around. Also, playing for higher stakes than he could afford in some rather steep bridge games with his New York connections, he had held cards and won several $100s. It made him rather vain of his bridge game, and he talked several times of how a man could always make a living at bridge if he were ever forced to. Then there was another thing. He had been reading W.H. Hudson. That sounds like an innocent occupation, but Cohn had read and reread The Purple Land. The Purple Land is a very sinister book if read too late in life. It recounts splendid imaginary amorous adventures of a perfect English gentleman in an intensely romantic land, the scenery of which is very well described. For a man to take it at 34 as a guidebook to what life holds is about as safe as it would be for a man of the same age to enter Wall Street direct from a French convent, equipped with a complete set of the more practical algebra books. Cohn, I believe, took every word of The Purple Land as literally as though it had been an R.G. Dunn report. You understand me. He made some reservations, but on the whole the book to him was sound. It was all that was needed to set him off. I did not realize the extent to which it had set him off until one day he came into my office. "Hello, Robert," I said. "Did you come in to cheer me up?" "Would you like to go to South America, Jake?" he asked. "No." "Why not?" "I don't know. I never wanted to go. Too expensive. You can see all the South Americans you want in Paris anyway." "They're not the real South Americans." "They look awfully real to me." I had a boat train to catch with a week's mail stories, and only half of them written. "Do you know any dirt?" I asked. "No." "None of your exalted connections getting divorces?" "No." "Listen, Jake, if I handled both our expenses, would you go to South America with me?" "Why me?" "You can talk Spanish, and it would be more fun with two of us." "No," I said. "I like this town, and I go to Spain in the summertime." "All my life I've wanted to go on a trip like that," Cohn said. He sat down. "I'll be too old before I can ever do it." "Don't be a fool," I said. "You can go anywhere you want. You've got plenty of money." "I know, but I can't get started." "Cheer up," I said. "All countries look just like the moving pictures." But I felt sorry for him. He had it badly. "I can't stand it to think my life is going so fast and I'm not really living it." Nobody ever lives their life all the way up except bullfighters. "I'm not interested in bullfighters. That's an abnormal life. I want to go back in the country in South America. We could have a great trip." "Did you ever think about going to British East Africa to shoot?" "No, I wouldn't like that.
I'd go there with you. No, that doesn't interest me. That's because you never read a book about it. Go on and read a book all full of love affairs with the beautiful shiny black princesses. I want to go to South America. He had a hard, Jewish, stubborn streak. Come on downstairs and have a drink. Aren't you working? No, I said. We went down the stairs to the cafe on the ground floor. I had discovered that was the best way to get rid of friends. Once you had a drink, all you had to say was, "Well, I've got to get back and get off some cables," and it was done. It is very important to discover graceful exits like that in the newspaper business, where it is such an important part of the ethics that you should never seem to be working. Anyway, we went downstairs to the bar and had a whiskey and soda. Cone looked at the bottles in bins around the wall. "This is a good place," he said. "There's a lot of liquor," I agreed. "Listen, Jake," he leaned forward on the bar. "Don't you ever get the feeling that all your life is going by and you're not taking advantage of it? Do you realize you've lived nearly half the time you have to live already? Yes, every once in a while. Do you know that in about 35 years more we'll be dead?" "What the hell, Robert," I said. "What the hell?" "I'm serious. It's one thing I don't worry about," I said. "You ought to. I've had plenty to worry about one time or other. I'm through worrying." "Well, I want to go to South America." "Listen, Robert, going to another country doesn't make any difference. I've tried all that. You can't get away from yourself by moving from one place to another. There's nothing to that. But you've never been to South America. South America, hell! If you went there the way you feel now, it would be exactly the same. This is a good town. Why don't you start living your life in Paris? I'm sick of Paris, and I'm sick of the Quarter. Stay away from the Quarter. Cruise around by yourself and see what happens to you." "Nothing happens to me. I walked alone all one night and nothing happened except a bicycle cop stopped me and asked to see my papers." "Wasn't the town nice at night?" "I don't care for Paris." So there you were. I was sorry for him, but it was not a thing you could do anything about, because right away you ran up against the two stubbornnesses. South America could fix it, and he did not like Paris. He got the first idea out of a book, and I suppose the second came out of a book too. "Well," I said, "I've got to go upstairs and get off some cables." "Do you really have to go?" "Yes, I've got to get these cables off." "Do you mind if I come up and sit around the office?" "No, come on up." He sat in the outer room and read the papers, and the editor and publisher and I worked hard for 2 hours. Then I sorted out the carbons, stamped on a byline, put the stuff in a couple of big manila envelopes, and rang for a boy to take them to the Gare Saint-Lazare. I went out into the other room, and there was Robert Cone asleep in the big chair. He was asleep with his head in his arms. I did not like to wake him up, but I wanted to lock the office and shove off. I put my hand on his shoulder. He shook his head. "I can't do it," he said, and put his head deeper into his arms. "I can't do it. Nothing will make me do it." "Robert," I said, and shook him by the shoulder. He looked up. He smiled and blinked. "Did I talk out loud just then?" "Something, but it wasn't clear." "God, what a rotten dream." "Did the typewriter put you to sleep?" "Guess so. I didn't sleep all last night." "What was the matter?" "Talking," he said. I could picture it. I have a rotten habit of picturing the bedroom scenes of my friends. We went out to the Café Napolitain to have an apéritif and watch the evening crowd on the boulevard. That brings us to the end of reading 1 for The Sun Also Rises. I will now provide more detailed explanations for the words and phrases which were highlighted during the reading. Was once is an expression which usually defines some kind of significant event or achievement in a person or people's past. We could say he was once, she was once, or they were once, and then the achievement or event
is stated. So in Cohn's case, he was once middleweight boxing champion of Princeton. Other examples would be, I was once running champion in my high school. Or it can also refer to a negative occurrence in someone's past in which they might say, I was once in an accident in which I suffered severe injuries. An example in the plural might be when talking about the people in a sports team, we could say they were once the champions of the Premier or First Division, but now they are only playing in the Third Division. Counteract means to oppose or to be against the feeling of inferiority and shyness. Inner comfort is the feelings that you have inside when you feel good, the feeling of well-being that a person has inside them. It is an internal feeling of being okay. Snooty generally incorporates an element of arrogance and looking down on somebody as though they are inferior. Overmatched, it means that he was put in a boxing ring to fight with people who were better than him. And as a result of this, his nose got permanently flattened. Frank, people who speak openly or people who appear to speak openly are considered to be frank. If somebody's story holds together, it means that their stories are demonstrably or provably true. It means that if you investigate the story, you find that it is in fact true. What had become of him? This means that he had often wondered what had happened to him after he had left the university. Prepped, this means prepared for. It is a slang or colloquial way of saying somebody prepared for something. He played a very good end on the football team. This is a position on the football team. It means the place in the team on the field where he played. It doesn't mean end as in the end of something. He took it out in boxing. This means that the boxing gave him a way to release his feelings of bitterness. He was able to do this physically. This means that he expressed or manifested or released his feelings of bitterness by using the physical or the physicality of boxing to release his feelings of bitterness. A mold. It means that underneath his exterior, underneath the way he appeared to be, inside he was hard and it was not very attractive, not very appealing. His character hardened. A miniature painter. A miniature painter is a person who paints small pictures. The coast. The coast is just a reference to the west coast of the United States. In California, he fell among literary people. This means that he related to, he associated with, he hung out with. The people that he established relationships with were literary people, meaning people who write, people in the magazine or book world. A review of the arts. In this context, it is talking about a magazine or some other type of print medium, such as a newspaper. So he was backing, which means he was financially supporting a magazine about the arts. What does an angel mean? An angel in this context means a person who provides money. It is normally associated with a business context. A person who loans money to a company in trouble could be called a business angel. Give it up. This means to stop doing it. He was sorry when the magazine became too expensive and he had to stop doing it. Taken in hand is a negative way to say that he had entered into a relationship with a woman. It implies that the lady was controlling him. Get what there was to get. This means that she was trying to take as much from him as possible while he still had things to give. If someone's looks are going, or in her case, he writes that her looks were going, it means that she's losing her looks. It means she's losing her beauty. When someone's looks are going, it generally implies that they are getting older and that their beauty is disappearing. Swell, a swell girl. Swell is an older American slang term meaning pleasant, nice, friendly, accommodative. These are all synonyms for swell. What the hell is it to Francis? It means it should not matter to Francis. It's an expression meaning that the subject should not have any meaning or significance to the other person. So if I said, I'm going to town today, and you said, I don't want you to go, I could reply, but what the hell is it to you if I want to go to town? Sore. Don't get sore. Sore is an American expression meaning angry or irritated. Don't be irritated. Don't be angry. Don't get upset. I rather liked him, and evidently she led him quite a life. This means that life was not boring and dull with her. It means that she was a difficult person to be in a relationship with. She made his life difficult. An awful row. This is not pronounced row. When you are in a boat and you have oars and you are pushing or pulling that boat forward and backwards, that is when you row. But an awful row is a fight. This means an argument. His going made an awful row. This could be paraphrased to say his going caused a lot of trouble between them. Horizon. What this means is the extent of your thinking or the extent of what you think about. In this case, his horizon was limited to his wife. It means his way of thinking about what he could do in the future or what he could do at the time was limited to his wife. He had married on the rebound. The rebound means that you are still affected by a past relationship. Being on the rebound usually means that you have still not gotten over or recovered from a previous relationship. Algebra books, very innocent books. An R.G. Dunn report implies something very factual, not up for debate, not open to interpretation. In other words, what you read is fact. Set him off. This means to be provoked or to be triggered, you could say. What was needed to cause him to feel a certain way? Cheer me up. Cheering a person up means you make them feel better. You say kind things or happy things or positive things, or you give them a compliment. And in that way, you hope to cheer them up. Any dirt. This is an expression in English relating to scandal. Dirt is inside information or secret information that could be used against somebody. Let's say you know that somebody is doing something wrong. You have dirt on them. When he talks about exalted connections, this is an expression which means people from high society or people who are high up in business or famous people. These are typically people who you are referring to when you talk about exalted connections. Moving pictures. This is an old expression referring to films. To go back in the country means he wanted to go out into the countryside, to smaller places, places that are traditionally viewed as more real, as pertaining, as connected to the culture of a country. Get rid of something is to throw it away or to no longer have it deliberately. To do things that allow you to no longer have them. If I want to get rid of friends, I might be rude to them, or I might stop taking their phone calls or answering their messages. These are ways that you would get rid of friends. You can get rid of things in your own house by throwing them away. A graceful exit is a way to leave a group of people or a person in such a way that they are not offended by your departure. So you will tell them an excuse or a reason for leaving that is believable and does not offend them. Through worrying. Through worrying means you are finished with worrying. Through is an American slang word or expression which means finished. Sick of. I'm sick of Paris. It means you're tired of it. You're weary of it. You no longer wish to be there. A bicycle cop. A bicycle cop is a policeman on a bicycle. So there you were means that he was in a specific situation and there appeared to be no way to change it. It is an acceptance of the situation. A modern way to describe a situation which is slightly unsatisfactory but about which not much can be done is it is what it is. Get off some cables. It means send. I've got to go upstairs and send some cables. That brings us to the end of today's book reading and the lesson with it. Please like and subscribe in order to get notifications about future episodes and other postings on this channel. Also, don't forget to do the test in order to track your progress in reading comprehension improvement and vocabulary expansion. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to you joining me in the future.